Witty remarks, so we're gonna have some fun.
Yes, we are.
And if you're looking to refresh some areas in the garden, we've got you covered. Now, if you love hibiscus, and that is your flower, but you've always done the potted plants, and then in the winter you have to bring them inside, and they're fussy, and you're running out of space. These are gonna work as shrubs. They are your Summerific hardy hibiscus. You're getting two color variations that you see here. I should say two color varieties that you're going to get in that gorgeous pink and in a red choice. But it's such a great, let me make sure there's an official name. I know you get both, but which is the name of the colors, Phillip?
Let me just tell you about it, honey.
Tell me.
These are the biggest flowers I've ever offered. I've been here 30 years.
We can serve dinner on them.
You can, 7 to 9 inches across. If you need a bigger plate than that, there are problems.
Oh.
But I love these deep colors because I've often offered a red one. This one has got a hot pink overlay, and this one is called Summer in Paradise.
Ooh.
And so it's not just red, it's got that hot pink color to it which makes it glow.
That's
now,
pretty. Red Summer in Paradise, and then All Eyes on Me pink.
All eyes on me. That's right. Up here. Look at these beautiful colors.
Look, I can hide behind this shrub. It's such a good size.
It's the same color as the inside of a conch shell. You know, when I go down the Mississippi Gulf Coast, my dad would get us a big conch shell, and it would be that pink color, and you could hold it up and hear the ocean. It's that color pink. These are perennial. When wintertime comes, you go inside, this stays outside. You think, well, what do I do with those? Well, you just know that they're going to come back next year. These were bred in Michigan. They do great in Mississippi. So these work in the hottest areas of the country and in the coldest areas. They're perennial, which means they die to the ground in the fall. Then they come up 3 to 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide, in full sun to the slightest bit of shade. They will take drought. They will also take wet feet because they're in their family tree. There was one that grew in the marsh. We got you covered. The family tree has got some wide limbs, so it's got great application. And if you've got a whole lot of deer, you're still going to have a whole lot of flowers.
You're going to have a lot of blooms.
The deers don't touch this.
You're going to get both of these for $27.98. I was speaking with a friend maybe a few weeks. You know how it's when you say, I was talking with someone a few weeks ago, and then you realize it was like a few months ago?
Or it was yesterday.
Or it was yesterday.
In my case.
But we were talking about hibiscus, and she was saying how much she loved them. And I said, did you know you could plant them in the ground? And she thought, no way. I said, well, too bad, because actually we don't have very many of our hardy hibiscus from Phillip Watson back in stock, but we do today. So grab these before they're gone for the season. They're $27.98. You get those two gorgeous colors, that red and summer paradise, and then that all eyes on me pink. So we're kind of scrolling through both. So you're seeing both of those colors, but it allows you to have those gorgeous hibiscus blooms season after season. So
and I alternate those.
Oh, sure. And every other?
On the back part of my house, I've got a white stucco house. So I alternate. I've got the red, I've got the pink, then I got the red, I got the pink. And because these get as big as a flowering shrub, they're fabulous. All summer long blooms. These are drought tolerant. Once they get established, they are there for good. And there's nothing that's going to be more dramatic or for a photo op.
Oh, yes.
Just you take the kids out.
You do the pictures of the grandkids every year in front of your hibiscus. How pretty.
But the big blooms with the nice dark foliage, and this is where the genetics come into play. I've been here 30 years. And I've been selling perennial hibiscus for 30 years. When they first came out, they were somewhat rangy, and they could be 5 feet tall, but they weren't rounded. These have been bred to have a nice rounded habit, the nice dark foliage, the uniform growth of the blossoms. And a lot of times you'll have a stem that sticks way up, and then there's a bloom on the end of it, and then there's one way down here. Not with these. As you see, that's what they look like. And what I'm shipping to you is a mature perennial hardy hibiscus.
So this is what arrives to us.
It blooms this year.
It will bloom
like
this
crazy.
year. So you get the bare root. You're going to see blooms this year, and
this
your
is
price
already
was
2
only
years old.
$27.98. Okay. So it's like when you get a puppy who's already potty trained.
Yes,
ready
indeed.
to go.
And cute as a button.
Yeah, cute as a button.
So this is where I'm going to show you this container. By the way, these get big. I would not plant these in a whiskey barrel. It's
this
just
is
not enough room.
for studio demonstrations only.
Exactly.
But you're planting these in the ground.
Yes.
Because it truly is a hardy hibiscus. My mom used to always grow hibiscus. I mean, she still does at her house.
Yes.
But it was always this dance back and forth between bringing those containers from the deck
But
inside.
I like a little dancing every now and then.
It's nice for some things, but if you want to be able to truly have hibiscus, you like a little dance. A line dancing or a two-step?
Well, I don't know. I like all of it. Yeah, I can do the limbo. Well, I used to
On roller skates?
I used to could.
Yeah, I bet you still could. But this gives you something that you're planting right in the ground. You get that big, bold, and relatively low maintenance, too.
Very low maintenance. Water it in. Now, after the foliage comes up, that's when you fertilize it with my time-release fertilizer.
I love
Don't
your fertilizer.
miss out on this, and water it in. But plant these about 4 feet apart because they get big. And let's look at these colors again. Because I'm telling you, people think, oh, well, what do I do in the wintertime? You go inside. These are hardy in the coldest areas of the United States and the hottest areas of the United States. And you think, but aren't those tropical? No, they're not. And you know how you really know they're not tropical? Because the blooms are a lot bigger. The tropical hibiscus have blooms that are probably 5 inches across.
Okay.
These are 7 to 9 inches across. These outperform the tropicals. Also, they're not going to wilt like the tropicals do. They're drought tolerant. Look at the colors. Pick up multiples of these. This is my prettiest pairing I've ever offered of these. I am crazy about it. I like the red one because it's got the hot pink to it. I like the pink one because it is the perfect pink that glows in the dark, like the inside of a conch shell. You'll love these. They're the same size, 3 to 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide.
You got the back side of the house that's just blah, right?
Yes.
Because it's maybe you just have plain old siding, nothing spectacular to it, no depth and architectural dimension, right? Which is a lot of houses are like that. We have those kind of spaces that just seem like they get lost a little bit, or it is stucco. You plant these along the hedge, you make a hedge, I should say, with these spectacular, or even along the fence or the border to your property.
Yes.
Now you have a beautiful display of color. Easy maintenance, as Phillip so eloquently described, drought tolerance. Even areas where you're getting a little bit more water, as you say, wet feet, they can survive.
Exactly, and these are not tropical. When it gets to be minus 20, these don't care.
Fine.
When it gets to be 100 degrees, these don't care. When the deer show up, the deer think, oh, these are too pretty to eat, so they don't eat them.
Thank you.
And they're drought tolerant. These are just gorgeous. When these are blooming in your garden, it doesn't matter what else is going on. It doesn't matter if there are weeds and garbage cans out there. This is all you're going to see.
And we're going to get blooms this season?
Lots of them.
Oh my
gosh. Because as I mentioned, the one that I planted up over here, this is a mature one that is 2 years old. It's been cut back. This is going to bloom its head off this year. No kidding. And because it's perennial, it's guaranteed for an entire year. You'll also receive the growing guide that tells you all about it. And know that this is going to be the best. You're going to have a collection, and when I bring in different varieties of this, you're going to want more. It's that kind of plant.
Well, and a price like this of $27.98, you're in the right place at the right time that we have these in stock today. Over 100 already spoken for. The hardy hibiscus often sell out very quickly, so grab them. There's not that many. It's M95031.
Splendid.
Well, aren't you as fancy as a petunia?
Well,
we've got these petunias coming up.